Cowell. Number 24 at center, 7 feet 4. A senior from Newland, North Carolina, Tommy Burleson. Number 42, forward, 6'7", a junior from Hammond, Indiana, Tim Stoddard. Number 44, David Thompson, a junior from Shelby, North Carolina. And the coach of the Wolfpack, Norman Sloan, in his staff. And that Thompson hit the floor. You couldn't hear anything. UCLA and North Carolina State are just about ready. We'll be back for the opening tip-off in a moment.
Took me 20 years to get what I've got today. Nice house, comfortable, good-looking cars. Then along comes the gas shortage. They say one of my cars ought to be a small car. I say, okay, show me a small car that's right for a guy like me. They say, look at a Buick. I say, Buick? Buick doesn't make small cars. Look at the Apollo, they say. So I looked, and not only did I see that Buick sure does make a small car, but I see one that's got some room and comfort. And something else that makes sense. A 6-cylinder engine and a 21-gallon gas tank. Put them together, and you've got range. The capacity to help get you there and back. And that's just as important to me as miles per gallon. So I bought the Apollo. There's nothing wrong with a small car, as long as it's a Buick.
Apollo, the Buick of small cars.
All right, the officials assigned for this second game. Paul Galvin from the Southwest Conference, Richard Weiler from the Big Ten. There's the buzzer, and here we are for dream matchup number 2. But this one, what they say, counts in the standings.
Kurt, I hope that we can hear each other during this particular game. It's going to be something, and the people are up for it, and so are the players.
Bill Walton jumping against Tom Burleson. These semifinals and finals were sold out a year ago. 88,000 ticket requests on the first day. The tip is to Myers. And he keeps it in bounds. They're already booing. This is a home state crowd for North Carolina State. And the Walton, he's got it. Dave Myers hit him with a perfect pass. 2-0. Walton puts on any kind of a show like he did against Memphis State in the finals last year. He'll be devastating. Ronnie Cowell. UCLA plays a man-to-man. Burleson being covered by Walton. Walton hooks. Burleson hooks and ties it up at 2-all.
And Kurt, it looks like a battle of the big men. Big Red and Big Tommy in there going at each other, each with the first hoops for their teams.
Bill Walton on a high post. There's a steal by David Thompson. And they called him for turning the ball over. Turned the ball over. He ran out of bounds with it after he picked it off.
And any call against the Wolfpack will be one that will be totally unpopular with the crowd here today.
We just saw the North Carolina State coach, Norm Sloan, sit back down. All-court press into Myers. Tommy Curtis. Walton on the pivot, but he's hooked. He's got it. 4-2, UCLA. Bill Walton hit 2 shots in a row. There's a steal by Greg Lee, 3-on-2. And a foul on Monty Cowell. First team foul.
Actually, Kurt, it was a good foul. You know, we don't shoot the bonus. We don't shoot the free throw unless it's in the act of shooting. Towell very alertly saw that there was a 3-on-2 coming down, and they were at a disadvantage. Smart play.
On the point is Tommy Curtis. Spider Meyer, the cross-court to lead him. Came up with a 2-guard offense this year. Stolen by Monty Cowell. He pops it. Walton clears the board. And a foul called on Tom Burleson. Second team foul on North Carolina State.
Here we go. Monty Towell up for the 25-foot jumper. It's off the front of the rim. Big Bill Walton goes up, and you'll see Burleson foul him trying to take it away.
The all-court press by North Carolina State. David Thompson covering Keith Wilkes. Walton shot. Traveled with the ball. A correct call. He walked away with it.
And you can see that Walton is offensive-minded today. There's John Wooden saying, please give me some room. He needs all the operating space he can.
With his inevitable program rolled up in his hands. That's one of his trademarks. Keith Wilkes on David Thompson again. Wilkes held him to 17 points in the first inning. Thompson up and in. What a jumper.
Kurt, there's their favorite play. They'll lob that ball to Thompson, and there's not one man on that floor that can come near to going up with it.
They say he can pick a quarter off the top of the backboard and leave the chain. Dave Myers. Listen. Jim Goddard hands it off to Mo Rivers. A tie game. They're just underway. Number 1 and 2 ranked teams. Thompson shooting. Foul on Keith Wilkes. First foul on UCLA.
UCLA foul is on Wilkes, 52. His first, the Bruins' first team foul.
David Thompson has the touch. Norm Sloan just sets up in the Monte Cow. Thompson's hit 74% of his free throws, 55% of his field goal attempts. He already has scored the most points in a season for North Carolina State, 26, and has the highest seasonal average, 26 points a game. Walton rebounds it. Walton can get that ball out of the fast break. North Carolina State ahead, 5-4. Dave Myers. Walton goes to the low post. Tommy Curtis coming off a screen by Myers. Monty Tao on Curtis. Mo Rivers on Lee. David, there's Lee breaking, and that shot is good. Goaltending call anyway. 6-5. Greg Lee hits the shot. 6-5 UCLA. 3 minutes gone. Monty Tao against Tommy Curtis. Tim Stoddard pushes it up. Bill Walton has the rebound. They start the fast break. They've got a 3-on-2. Wilkes' shot is up. No good. Underneath. Myers. Shot blocked by David Thompson. What a block by David Thompson. He outjumped him. That shot is hit by Mo Rivers. 7-6 North Carolina State.
This is the beauty of David Thompson. He can hurt you so many ways, Kurt.
A foul called on David Thompson. First foul on him. Third team foul on North Carolina State. Johnny Wooden. Gary Cunningham to his right, his top assistant. Wooden's been through a lot of these. His team has won 38 tournament games in a row over the last 10 years. Keith Wilkes spinning. The shot won't go down. Burleson has the rebound. Mo Rivers across for North Carolina State. David Thompson fires. He's short with it. Wilkes takes the loose ball. Fast breaking 3-on-2. He penetrates off to Greg Lee. A foul is called on Keith Wilkes. Second on Wilkes. No basket.
Now this will be a tough situation because it's Wilkes that's expected to do the job on Thompson.
David Thompson is being taken out. Bill Spence is in.
I don't think it's for any particular reason except that Norm Sloan wants to get him over there, have him take a look at the action, maybe talk to him. He probably doesn't want him to get too exhausted right off the bat.
Mo Rivers to Tim Stoddard. Stoddard puts it up and hits it. 9-6 North Carolina State. Greg Lee. Tommy Curtis out on the point with Lee. Fence on Lee. Lee lets it go and cracks it. 9-8 North Carolina State. 4 seniors on the starting 5 for UCLA. The only starter to be back next year will be Dave Myers, but they have some brilliant freshmen and sophomores, as usual. Burleson shot no good. Tommy Curtis coming down. Curtis meeting and driving is Keith Wilkes. A patented UCLA fast break. 10-9, UCLA. 15 to go in the first half. Burleson off the post, and a foul on Bill Walton.
Here we go, Big Tommy Burleson, faking left, coming back right. Walton all over him with the body. And Burleson will go to the line shooting 2.
Well, this game is starting off just as expected, furious and tight. And the score right now, with 14:54 to play in a half, UCLA 10, North Carolina State 9.
Freedom. Financial freedom. Freedom to live the way you want. Freedom to educate your children the way you want. Freedom to retire the way you want. Financial freedom. It doesn't come easy, but you don't have to go it alone. Merrill Lynch has 29 ways to help you fight for it, from tax-free bonds to retirement programs. Merrill Lynch wants to help you fight for your financial freedom.
For the second consecutive year, a nationwide survey of independent TV service technicians named one brand of color TV by more than 2 to 1 over the next best brand as needing fewest repairs, Zenith. And again, they named one brand more than any other as being easiest to fix, Zenith. Maybe that's why more TV service technicians continue to name Zenith as the brand they prefer to own. At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on.
That last foul was just charged to Bill Walton. In the first meeting between these two teams in December, Walton got in early foul trouble. 3 fouls in the first 9 minutes. Wooden's unhappy with the officiating, and he's been yelling out at him. He's not the quiet man you think he is. He's an intense competitor.
He comes on as a quiet country preacher, but he is really a competitor. Stats, Kurt. In rebounds, UCLA over North Carolina State.
Burleson shot no good. He hit 68% of his free throws. He and Bill Walton each have 1 personal. 1 out of 3 for North Carolina State from the line. David Thompson checked back in. And this game is tied at 10-all. Greg Lee against Mo Rivers. Fence on Myers. They're trying to front Bill Walton. Curtis lets his shot go. It is good. And it's 12-10 UCLA. He'll take it anyway.
I tell you, he really got a great bite of the rim on that time.
Underneath to Burleson. His shot is good to tie it up at 12-all. Burleson has 5 points. Walton has 4 points. The battle of the 2 giants. That's Steve Lowe. His shot is no good. He walked. He shuffled on his first step. North Carolina State's ball. They've lost only 1 game the last 2 years. They've gone undefeated in their conference for the first time in the conference history, 2 years in a row. Bill Spence's shot is good. 14-12, North Carolina State.
You know, you tend to think that North Carolina State is a 2-man team, but they really have good personnel, and they can go to the bench.
Walton off to Lee. Lee driving. Passing to Walton. Blocked by David Thompson. David Thompson went high in the air to block it. Rivers drives and a foul called on Greg Lee.
David Thompson at 6'4", comes from nowhere. Here we are. We see Greg Lee faking, passing under Burleson to Walton. Walton goes up, and there's David Thompson, 6'4", going up and blocking the shot of a man 6'11".
I never saw a man his height jump like he does. He's got the greatest leaping ability I've ever seen.
Tremendous, Greg.
Mo Rivers. This is his first free throw. 2 out of 5 for North Carolina State. 1 more for him. And North Carolina State has a 15-12 lead with 13:35 to go in the first half. UCLA won that first game. Pass is thrown away. It's off Burleson's hand. And Tim Stoddard's coming back into the game. And they give Tom Burleson a rest. Burleson has 2 fouls, and they get him out so he doesn't get in early foul trouble. 4th team foul on North Carolina State. Tommy Curtis, a long jumper. Won't go down. David Thompson up to clear the ball. Gives it off to Mo Rivers. Thompson has 3 points. Monty Cowell missing outside. Greg Lee for the rebound. Greg Lee brings it down. Jumper. It's no good. Once again, David Thompson leaps up, cleaning the board off. There's a dribble by him. The shot is up. No good. And that foul is called on Mo Rivers. 5 on North Carolina State. First foul on Rivers. Norm Sloan is settle down now.
The officials are calling the game very, very close, Kurt, because it is an exciting game. There's a lot of bumping going out there, and they don't want it to get out of control.
5 team fouls in North Carolina State, 4 on UCLA. 15-12, North Carolina State ahead. Stoddard in there covering Bill Walton. There's Walton. Walking call on Bill Walton.
Well, Stoddard has a job in there. He's 6'8". He's got a big body, good, strong build. He has to keep Walton out of there while Tommy Burleson is on the bench.
I'm going to tell you, there was some pushing and shoving underneath Stoddard against Walton. Turnovers, 5 against UCLA, 2 against North Carolina State. Rivers shot just off the lip of the rim. Stoddard has the rebound. David Thompson. This plays almost a pure game. He doesn't put on a fancy show. Very workmanlike on the court. He just does his thing. He goes about it and does it marvelously well. Carolina State being delivered. David Thompson. Trying to get him to come out and take him. Monty Cowell trying to feed off. Walton's up for the rebound. Foul called on Stoddard. 16 foul on North Carolina State on Stoddard.
There's Stoddard going in. Walton goes up. And look at the range on him. Spreads out with the left to cup that ball, and it's fouled by Stoddard.
Tommy Curtis brings it down. We have 11:20 to go in the half. Walton beating Wilkes. Wilkes up for the short jumper and misses it. You don't see him miss that shot very often. Monty Cowell into the North Carolina State forecourt. David Thompson, All-American 2 years in a row, unanimously. Rivers. Dispense back to Thompson. Jumper. Short. Rebounded by Tommy Curtis. Back breaking. Greg Lee up. Lee's shot won't go down. Stoddard has the rebound. And North Carolina State ball. UCLA can't buy a point right now. Rivers. Short with it. Walton blocked out Stoddard. Allowed Dave Myers to come up with it. Walton trying to screen for Wilkes. Wilkes drives, up he goes, and he's got it. Keith Wilkes in a drive to make it 15-14, North Carolina State. 4 points for Silk Wilkes. 4 for Walton, 4 for Greg Lee. High of the game is Burleson with 5, and he's on the bench right now. 10 minutes to go in the first half. We're at the halfway mark. David Thompson playing outside. Cowell trying to come off a pick by Thompson. Cowell driving underneath Lee. Tim Stoddard out of the corners. Got it. 17-14, North Carolina State.
For a big man started has a great touch on that little 15-foot jumper, and he can't leave him alone.
He's quite a baseball pitcher, too. Dave Myers. Walton on a high post. Keith Wilkes up with his jump shot. Lee misses a tip. Mo Rivers clears the rebound. Tries to fast break it, but couldn't get away. Now he's off the fence. And goaltending call on Bill Walton. Walton says, I know it. I know it.
That ball had come off the backboard. Here's Mo Rivers coming down, looking up court, finds Spence. Spence tries a hook. See, the ball is off the board and on this downward flight when Walton hits it.
4 points for Bill Spence. North Carolina State ahead 19-14. Dave Myers up with his jump shot. And right now, North Carolina State out rebounding. Thompson on a pass. He should have taken the shot himself. Foul called on Mo Rivers. And now we have a bonus situation for UCLA. Second foul on Mo Rivers.
Number 10 is second. The Wolfpack 7th, 8th foul. There's an official timeout.
And we're going to get a substitute, but right now there's an official timeout. And North Carolina State, vastly improved since they first met UCLA, is leading 19-14.
Since there are times you need a gasoline station, even when you don't need gasoline, your independent Texaco retailer also stocks a complete line of quality automobile accessories, including top-grade tires and long-lasting batteries, just in case. At Texaco, we're working to keep your trust.
Coming up next after this NCAA basketball tournament game will be the Heritage Golf and Sea Pines Plantation, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. First telecast ever of the Heritage Classic. Johnny Miller's in the lead, and he's had a hole-in-one today. And we'll be showing that to you probably at halftime.
And Kurt in rebounds. North Carolina State has out-rebounded UCLA 11-10, out-assisted them 6-3, and in turnovers, UCLA 5, North Carolina State 3.
Tommy Curtis, the senior from Tallahassee, Florida, has hit 83% of his free throws in a bonus situation. It's 19-15. UCLA has the second one, 19-16, North Carolina State. Marcus Johnson, a freshman, is into the game, number 54. Dave Myers taken out. Thompson throws it away. UCLA's ball. And another sub coming in. Andre McCarter from Philadelphia, sophomore, who sat out all last year, is in, and Tommy Curtis is out. UCLA trailing by 3. They were a 3-point favorite. Even though North Carolina State was ranked number 1, it's hard to go against the defending national champ. Bill Walton draws UCLA to within 1. Walton has 6 points. UCLA has a press on now. That's Stoddard out of the corner. No good. Keith Wilkes clears the board. Brings it down. Playing in his next to last game for UCLA. Throws Walton, Lee, Tommy Curtis. Greg Lee up. On the rebound, Bill Spence grabbed it for North Carolina State. 7:25 to go in the half. Thompson jump shooting. And he's not hitting. Here's Thompson again. He got that one.
Did you see him up in the air that time? He went up, hung, looked around, took a look at the, surveyed the floor, and then put it in.
5 points for David Thompson. Walton off the high post underneath. Shot by Johnson, no good. Keith Wilkes on the rebound. His shot, no good. Walton has it. Andre McCarter hits it. 21-20. UCLA is out-rebounding North Carolina State the last 3 minutes. Mo Rivers in the North Carolina State forecourt. David Thompson, short. And foul. He fouls Keith Wilkes. Tom Burleson checking back in. Going out is Tim Stoddard. Second foul on Thompson. 6:35 to go in the first half. Norm Sloan with that quiet jacket, which nearly has knocked our television tubes out today. UCLA calls a timeout. Well, we have 6:35 to go in this half. It's North Carolina State 21, UCLA 20.
I thought most products for guys had to have tough masculine names. And I found out the best shampoo for my hair is Johnson's baby shampoo. I like to shampoo often, and I used to worry about that. But I know Johnson's is gentle. If it's for babies, it's got to be gentle. I can use it every day. And Johnson's gets my hair really clean, so it looks fuller.
Hey, you've got great hair. So full and soft.
Johnson's baby shampoo is gentle enough to use every day.
From Johnson & Johnson.
The Pabst Promise. We challenge you to taste and compare Pabst Blue Ribbon with any other beer. You'll never go back to the beer you've been drinking. The same high-quality standards that made us America's first premium beer in 1844 are still used today to bring out our good old-time flavor. And our quality means the best tasting beer you can get. Pabst, since 1844, the quality has always come through.
Major League Baseball, Saturday, April 6th. Henry Aaron, the Atlanta Braves, against the Cincinnati Reds, defending Western Division champs of the National League. Then Monday night we'll move to Atlanta when the Dodgers play the Braves. And maybe you'll have a chance on one or both of those games to see Aaron do it. 1-1. Keith Wilkes, son of a Baptist minister, brilliant student, one of the all-time great players in UCLA history. He'll have a bonus now that can put UCLA ahead. This game is proceeding like the first game back in December. At halftime, North Carolina State led UCLA 33-32. Walton played only 20 minutes of that game. Keith Wilkes makes it 22-21 UCLA. UCLA has scored 4 unanswered points. 6:20 to go. First half. Marquette won the first game. They'll play the winner of this game for the national title. Walton clears the board again. Greg Lee brings it down. Andre McCarter shuffled.
McCarter was so surprised on that play to find himself completely open. You know whether to take the jumper or drive, and Wooden sits there and
nods his head.
And they do one or the other, but you can't do both.
John Wooden, by the way, was a great driver himself at Purdue. They tell me he could fake and blow down that middle as well as anybody ever played the game. David Thompson passing off to Burleson. 23-32. We give Thompson the credit on this. Watch
Thompson, beautiful pass, shovel off to Burleson, who just catches it in midair and lays it in.
This man's a player. He doesn't even have to score. He's been blocking shots, meeting. There's Andre McCarter. Off the mark. Burleson blocked Walton out and took the rebound. North Carolina State ahead by 1 point. This is not going to be one of those easy NCAA games for UCLA. They're going to have it very tough here today, and they knew it coming in. 5:14 to go in the half. Thompson up. He hits it. 25-22.
Now Thompson is starting to get his shooting rhythm. He hasn't had it earlier, but if he gets it, look out.
7-point for David Thompson. Shot missed outside. Wilkes misses it. Walton comes down and stuffs it in. Bill Walton makes it 25-24. 8 points for Bill Walton. He scored only 11 points against North Carolina State in the first meeting. Thompson had 17, which is very low for him. He's averaged 26 a game. Thompson outside again hit. 27-24. 9 points for David Thompson. Thompson has made 55% of his field goal attempts this year. Greg Lee up. David Thompson pulls the board.
Kurt, I wish you could zero in on his arms. Here he goes. Watch him. Way up. He has 38.5-inch sleeves. He just scoops it out of there, and no one, his hands are the hands of a Connie Hawkins or a man 6'8". Just fantastic basketball tools.
Plus instinct. And, as Johnny Wooden say, when you have ability in your team player, that's great. Thompson hits it. David Thompson has hit 3 baskets in a row. 29-24. 11 points for David Thompson. North Carolina State's in a zone. Keith Wilkes a shot. Walton tipped it in. Bill Walton tipped it in. Did they allow that basket? Look at that. Bill Walton just reaching down to tap Monty Tao in the head. Monty Tao is the smallest player in America. 5'7". That foul was on David Thompson, his third. And they get him out. Thompson has 3 fouls. Bill Walton shooting 1. That's good. 29-27, North Carolina State. $11 points for Bill Walton. He and David Thompson high. But David Thompson's on the bench right now with 3 fouls. There he is. He's getting in that early foul trouble the way Walton did in St. Louis in December. Monty Tao, a long one and hits it. That's sort of a awkward-looking shot, but he can hit him.
That was a rainmaker, Kurt. He really put that one in the air.
Greg Lee hits from outside, 31-29. Coming down, North Carolina State. I've got to work the station break in here. I will as soon as I can. FCC regulations. Burleson on the pivot, trying to spin. Banks it in, 33-29. 9 points for Tom Burleson. 3 minutes to go, first half. Walton, great pinpoint passing by Greg Lee. Greg Lee set that up. He did that against Memphis State in the finals. And we'll pause briefly for identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is TV 12 WXII, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point.
Kurt Gowdy and Tom Hawkins, Ross Porter back with you. Greg Hawkins has just come into the North Carolina State lineup. Placing shot at Burleson off the pivot. Walton clears the board. Gets it out to Greg Lee. Tommy Curtis driving up. And no good. Burleson has the rebound. 2:20 to go. Bo Rivers. Monty Tao to Phil Spence. Bo Rivers. Good. 35-31, North Carolina State. Remember, UCLA has won 7 national titles in a row. Wilkes shot good. 35-33. They have won 38 tournament games in a row. A remarkable record, even more remarkable than their winning streak of 88 games. Because that 38-game winning streak was in tournament play on a sudden victory. .130 to go in the half.
With David Thompson out, you see that North Carolina State is much more deliberate.
Burleson looking off the pivot. No good. Walton has the rebound. Out to Greg Lee with his outlet pass. Lee, Marcus Johnson, the freshman, drives and misses a shot, and Phil Spence has it. North Carolina State has the ball. They're ahead 2 points. And now Norm Sloan says, spread out, spread them apart. 55 seconds to go. This is a four-corner offense right now. It's a big box with toe in the middle. And this is really a stall. Dean Smith at North Carolina U popularized this ball control. A man in each corner, a man on each sideline forming a box. And they leave the middle open, and Monty Tow's the middleman. If the middle gets open, he'll drive down the middle. Very effective to keep the ball.
The ball and hoping to confuse the defense so that they'll spread out and give North Carolina State a last shot going into that basket.
18 seconds remaining. They'll get the last shot. We'll watch that clock. 12 seconds to go. They'll start to work now in a minute. 9 seconds. Here they go. 7. Rivers. Traveling call. 5 seconds remaining. Dave Myers coming back in for UCLA. Going out, Marcus Johnson. Well, let's see if UCLA can get a shot away in 5 seconds. 4, 3. Dave Myers up. He hits that! Dave Myers hit a spectacular 45-foot shot to tie the game at halftime. What a finishing flourish for a great first half between the number 1 and 2 teams. Watch this shot, Tom Hawkins.
Here is Davey Myers being guarded by Phil Spence up about 35 feet out, and he's going to bank it, Kurt. Plump.
Oh, boy. That's something. Well, that's the end of the first half. In today's National Collegiate Basketball Championship Tournament game, our scores tied: UCLA 35, North Carolina State 35. The score tied 35-35. Number 1 and 2 teams in America going at it. Marquette ranked number 3. Walton turns around, pops it. 37-35. Bill Walton now has 15 points, high in the game. Cole Rivers down for it. Thompson back in for North Carolina State. Same starting lineup. Into Thompson, and he loses the ball. He got too far underneath the backboard for that lob pass play they used with him. Greg Lee. So Walton's up. No good. Burleson has the rebound.
A very hard bounce pass by Tommy Burleson that Monty Towell could not control, so UCLA gets it on the sideline out of bounds.
Most coaches don't like a bounce pass because sometimes get that spin on it. Comes up, it cuts into your hands. It makes it very hard to handle. Sometimes you have to use it, but they prefer you didn't. Only if you have to. Still, the simplest and the best pass is a two-handed chest pass. It's quick, you can snap it in. Walton just did it there. Dave Myers' shot drops in. 39-35, UCLA. They trailed most of the latter part of the second half. Now they have a 4-point lead. UCLA famous for its boys. Traveling call on David Thompson.
North Carolina State coming out of the locker room for the second half. Has been involved in quite a few turnovers, and I don't blame Norm Sloan for saying, come on over to the bench and let's talk about it.
And Norm Sloan calls timeout, tries to settle his team down. So UCLA has taken a 4-point lead. And right after this North Carolina State-UCLA game, the Heritage Golf Classic coming up from Sea Pine Plantation on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. First time it's ever been televised. Johnny Miller's the leader. He shot a hole-in-one today, and they'll replay his hole-in-one when they go to Hilton Head Island for the Heritage Golf Classic. A hole-in-one. We got to rush back to the hotel and see that.
You don't see those too often.
And a program note from NBC. On Wednesday, enjoy an evening of film entertainment on NBC's double feature night of the movies. James Garner stars in The Rockford Files, followed by Three Girls in Brooklyn, starring Cliff Robertson and Diane Baker. It all begins Wednesday night at 8, 7 Central Time, right here on NBC. North Carolina State's already committed 3 turnovers. There's John Wooden. He's been to the trowel a lot of times in NCAA tournament play, more than anyone else. And he's used to the pressure of it. Foul on number 25, Monty Tao. Second foul on Tao.
There's Tommy Curtis in the Gregory, and you'll see Tao come over, try to swipe this one, and knock Lee off his feet. Tao at 5'6½", 5'7", whatever you want to call him, is a tough little devil out there.
Well, he played last year with a fractured nose, pinched nerve in his leg, and a broken wrist, and still played during the season. Walton feeding, nearly threw it away. Walton on a very high post. Lee to Walton, turnaround jumper, short. Walton has the ball back again. Up he goes, banks it in. 41-35 UCLA. 17 points for Bill Walton. David Thompson now has to go to work. North Carolina State fans are disturbed. Stoddard's shot blocked by Walton. Foul call on Dave Myers.
There's Monty Tao. Look at the overhand pass he had to Tim Stoddard. Stoddard goes up and he's fouled by Davey Myers, although the shot is blocked by Bill Walton. So Stoddard goes to the line for 2.
First one is no good. Stoddard, not only a great baseball pitcher, he was a tight end in high school football. He looks like he'd be a tight end, too. He moves well. He's 230 and naturally has good hands, or he wouldn't be playing basketball. 41-36, UCLA. Greg Lee brings it across. 18 minutes to go. Look out. There's a steal by David Thompson. Thompson roars in and hits it. 41-38.
David Thompson, out of nowhere, steals and goes all the way for the North Carolina State deuce.
UCLA's ball. They're putting on a trap now. Walton trying to fake. Lean away. Shot no good. Stoddard clears the board. Stoddard has it over to Monty Tao. 17:30 to go in the semifinal game. The winner will play Marquette for the national title. Burleson steal by Greg Lee. To Dave Myers. In and hits it. 43-38 UCLA. 17 minutes to play. 6 points for Dave Myers, the Spider. Monty Tao driving. To Burleson, short. Burleson up. Burleson again. Foul on Burleson for shoving underneath. Third foul on him.
And here we go with some aggressive rebound. Burleson misses once. Twice takes it back up. Still can't get it in. Gets it again, and he's leaning over the back of Bill Walton and called for his 3rd foul of the game.
Two team fouls at North Carolina State. One on UCLA. Curtis shot. He line drives that one. 45-38 UCLA. Here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the North Carolina State fans are worried. Burleson on the pivot. Monty Tao way out. On the rebound is Greg Lee. Tommy Curtis, the shot up. Good. 47-38 UCLA. 8 points for Tommy Curtis. 47-38 UCLA. 8 points for Tommy Curtis. Trying to hit David Thompson. Foul call on Keith Wilkes for pushing. 3rd foul on Keith Wilkes.
That was the same old backdoor play. They tried to lob it to Thompson, but Wilkes was right there in the way. So Thompson goes to the line.
Bill Spence has come in.
They say no, he did not have control. He was not in the act of shooting. So North Carolina State will take the ball out underneath their own basket.
Each team has 2 team fouls. They throw that one right through the hands of Burleson. 47-38. UCLA with a 9-point lead. Wilkes driving. Up. No good. Walton follows it in. 49-38. Bill Walton. And he really wants to put it on. 19 points for him. And they tie him up. Mo Rivers tied up by Dave Myers. Bill Walton putting on another one of his classic championship performances. Well, the timeout. UCLA goes in his huddle. North Carolina State, the score 49-38 UCLA. In the second half, North Carolina State has committed 5 turnovers, Tom Hawkins. UCLA just 1.
Well, Kurt, the name of this game is possession, and North Carolina State has to take care of that ball. They've committed some very costly errors down there. UCLA capitalizing, taking it to the other end, and putting 2 points on.
Mo Rivers and Tommy Curtis will jump. Damani Towle. Long one by Thompson. Walton up for the rebound. Taken away by Burleson. 49-40 as Burleson scores.
Here it is. Going right up. Here's Burleson coming down. Walton comes back into him, puts it in his mitts, and Burleson drops it in. 9-point lead for UCLA.
Foul on Monty Towle. 3rd team foul on Norm Sloan. Norm Sloan has been named Coach of the Year in 3 conferences. The Southern at Florida, the Southeast of Florida, the Southern,
the Citadel,
and here with North Carolina State in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That's quite an achievement. Wilkes short. Burleson has the rebound. North Carolina State coming down. They're behind by 9. Game was tied at the half. Mo Rivers up. Bill Spence up. He missed an easy one. Traveling call on Keith Wilkes.
He was really intimidated by Walton, but it didn't hurt anything because State gets the ball back.
Tim Stoddard replaces the center, Tom Burleson. He has 3 fouls. They want him for the latter part of the game. They want to be sure they have him. David Thompson. Up. No good. Thompson flips it back in. And it's out of bounds. It'll be North Carolina State ball.
And that was good hustle by David Thompson because that one was going out of bounds. A tremendous leap to throw it back in. And that's what hustle can do for you.
(49-40) UCLA. Thompson out in front to Stoddard. Spence. Foul on Tommy Curtis.
You know, the thing that North Carolina State must be most conscious of right now is not to try to get back into the game all at once. They've got 14 minutes and 16 seconds to get back in. Spence is going to the line. But they're going to say that Spence, again, did not have control of the ball. They'll give it to North Carolina State underneath the basket.
Burleson is back in. Each team has 3 team fouls. Mo Rivers plays it in to David Thompson. Keith Wilkes on him. Burleson on the pivot. He's back in. Hooking off. Scores! 49-42. Burleson has 2 buckets in a row now to bring North Carolina State back to them. Burleson has 13 points. He played on the Olympic basketball team at Munich. Burleson for the United States. Lead off is to Curtis. Shot blocked by Burleson. Thompson keeps it in bounds. And he loses the ball over to Dave Myers. And Myers travels with it.
Good ball. David could not get control. David Thompson got a little fancy coming down the floor, went behind his back and had it slapped away. And Myers trying to pick it up and convert it into 2 points for UCLA the other way. Couldn't control it.
Pass to Burleson, batted away by Dave Myers. Stoddard outside. No good. Burleson, good. 3 in a row for Burleson.
6 straight points for the big fella, and he's bringing the Wolfpack back.
15 points for Burleson. Bill Walton off to Tommy Curtis. Up. Good. Tommy Curtis having an excellent second half. 51-44. UCLA. Up. Good. Tommy Curtis having an excellent second half. 51-44. UCLA. Curtis having an excellent second half. 51-44. UCLA. 10 points for Curtis. Mo Rivers right back for the Wolfpack. Thompson playing out front. Monty Cowell. He hits it. 51-46. UCLA had a 11-point lead. It's been sliced to 5. 12:45 remaining in the game. Marquette beat Kansas in the first game. A foul called on Tommy Curtis.
Tim Stoddard, 6'7", about 230 pounds. Comes out of nowhere to slap that away. Slap it away. There he goes. He goes down the floor. You see Tommy Curtis reach in around the face. The foul started. And here we go again. The Wolfpack's got the ball.
4 team fouls on UCLA, 3 on North Carolina State. Stoddard, Walton up for the rebound. Walton had 9 rebounds in the first half. He needed 15 more to break Kareem Jabbar's all-time rebounding record at UCLA. Stoddard's ball. Mo Rivers now, down court. Burleson, push shot. Down with the ball is Greg Lee. Keith Wilkes, short one, way short. Foul by Mo Rivers. Keith Wilkes will go to the line. 3 fouls on Mo Rivers. 4th team foul on North Carolina State. Each team has 4. North Carolina State has 3 players with 3 fouls. David Thompson has 4. Thompson, Burleson, Rivers, and Monty Cowell. Keith Wilkes makes the score 52-46 UCLA. This is a team that lost 3 games this year, and everybody said it was a terrible season. I mean, you know, most clubs would be thrilled to death if they could go through a 25-3 season. Lose 3 games and everybody panics. Well, they've had such excellence that hard to keep matching it. Burleson, double team. The shot, no good. Thompson going up. And the ball's off Thompson's hands and out of bounds. UCLA's ball. 53-46. UCLA. Score was tied at halftime, 35 all. Walton, turnaround shot. Good. 55-46. Bill Walton has 21 points, the high of the game. 13 in the first half, 8 in the second half. You remember against Memphis State in the finals last year, he had 21 out of 22. He will go down as the top field goal percentage shooter in the history of UCLA. And for one season, in all-time college history maybe. Walton up for the rebound, leads it out to Wilkes. Walton is cleverly blocking out Tom Burleson now with his body. Bill Spence checks in, number 30. Burleson is going out. UCLA is ahead 9 points. 10:59 to go. Dave Myers, jump shot. He hits it. 57-46. The Spider scores his 8 points. He's been a diamond in the rough. He was not heavily recruited. That shot hit the side of the backboard. Stoddard goes for it. Stoddard again. Good. 57-48. And a timeout call by UCLA. 10:31 remaining in this game. There's your score. UCLA leading 57-48. Kurt Gowdy and Tom Hawkins back at courtside. UCLA has built up a 9-point lead. They were tied at the half. 35 all. Marquette defeated Kansas 64-51 in the first semifinal game. Marquette will play the winner of this game for the national title Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on NBC television.
Kurt, here's the tale of the stats. UCLA 10 of 17, 58%. North Carolina State 6 of 19, 31.
That tells the story. Foul on Stoddard. 15 foul on North Carolina State.
There's Keith Wilkes, and you can see him trying to get around. Stoddard did not have position.
Bill Walton comes out to help. By the way, he has 15 rebounds in this game. And he needs 9 more rebounds either today or Monday night. Either in the consolation of the championship game. Walton's shot, short. Burleson takes it off the board. He'll need 9 more rebounds to break Kareem Jabbar's all-time record. David Thompson has 15 points. Kareem Jabbar's all-time record. David Thompson has 15 points. 67-50, UCLA. 9:50 to go. Wilkes in a high post. Spinning off. Shot is up. No good. Burleson with the rebound. Wilkes was double teamed there and could have fed Walton. Monty Towel good on his side. 57-52. UCLA. 6 points for little Monty Towel. Tommy Curtis just ran over Towel and knocked him down. Curtis a long shot, no good. Rebound by Towel. Mo Rivers was open. Rivers hits it. 57-54. North Carolina State can explode. They can score in punches. Now this North Carolina State home court for them with their own fans going wild. Burleson on the rebound. North Carolina State ball again. As Burleson down to work on the board. UCLA led by 11. They throw it away. Greg Lee has it. Lee down to Tommy Curtis. 2-on-2. Curtis waiting. Roach. Fake. Blair control. Roach. Fake. Blair control foul on Keith Wilkes. 15 foul on UCLA.
And Stoddard has been looking for that call all game. He finally got it. Got right in front of Keith Wilkes.
4 fouls on Keith Wilkes.
Knocked him down. 4 fouls. And that's trouble. We've got 8:31 remaining in this game. And Kurt, the voices you hear are not UCLA voices. It's the partial crowd here in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coiseum. Take a look at that last play. Here's Keith Wilkes as he started going up. Then he positions himself right in front. Keith continues his drive and picks up his 4th foul.
Actually, his best shot was right away.
That's right.
Right now, he could have popped that as Stoddard was coming up on him. Instead of the fake. That would have been a better shot for him. But he's out there and we're not.
Okay, Kurt, we've got 8:31 remaining. We have UCLA with a 3-point lead, 57-54, and North Carolina State will have possession of the ball when we come back. I'm sure that Norm Sloan right now wants good, sharp passing, and see if he can't work it into David Thompson, or to see if Burleson can't work on it. Now, Keith Wilkes has 4 fouls coming back to action, and I don't know if they're going to leave him on Thompson or not, but I'm sure if he's here, Thompson will try to work him for the foul.
With 10:40 left, UCLA had an 11-point lead. North Carolina scored 8 points in 2 minutes. It's a power team. It's not a pretty team to watch. They just get it done. And it's an explosive team that can suddenly knock off 10 or 12 points in a row on you. Just explode on you.
Emergency. Report to the Coliseum office.
Each team has 5 team fouls. North Carolina State ball. David Thompson. Burleson. Tim Stoddard. No good. Tommy Curtis has it. He nearly stepped on the baseline. Greg Lee. Walton, he has possession. He's up. He traveled. Johnny Wooden rolling that program now.
Really concerned.
He's really rolling that program. He's crinkling it and rolling it around. Old Rivers down court. North Carolina State ranked number 1 this year. UCLA number 2. Which one will go for the national finals on Monday? Bill Walton rebounds. He needs only 8 more rebounds to break Kareem Jabbar's all-time record. He's almost sure to do it, either today or on Monday night. Greg Lee, the Walton, turnaround jumper. 7:20 to play. David Thompson missed it underneath. Had it out. Monty Cowell misses. And Tommy Curtis has the ball. They steal it from him. Stoddard up. Good. 67 to 56. Boy, these North Carolina State fans are going wild. 9 points for Stoddard. 10 points in a row. Dave Myers throws it up. It's good. 59-56 UCLA. 59-56 UCLA. 10 points for Dave Myers. We're approaching 6.5 minutes to play. David Thompson. He hits that. 59 to 58. 17 points for David Thompson. Well, this one is as advertised. A foul. Coming up next, the Heritage Classic. And in turnovers, 13 against UCLA, 12 against North Carolina State.
Good. One of the problems that the UCLA Bruins have had all year is protecting leads in the late stages of the game. They haven't had the killer instinct of past UCLA teams.
Tommy Curtis. This is the Greg Lee. He smokes up with the jumper. Good, he hits it. 61-58. Keith Wilkes has 12 points. And he has 4 fouls on him. UCLA, by the way, has only 1 timeout left. North Carolina State has 3 timeouts left. Burleson. Thompson. Trying to shake it and go. Ronnie Tao does go. And he's got it. The little man makes it 61 to 60. He's a scrapper,
little
isn't he?
man.
He is a marvelous small player. 5:30 to go. Walton faking up and no. Walton again. Out to Curtis. Keith Wilkes. Dave Myers. Thompson on Myers. They switch Thompson off Wilkes. Wilkes up. And it hit the top of the backboard. They lead 62-61.
Because they know it's coming. They know that they're going to try to lob that ball into David Thompson. But he has such great leaping ability. He is virtually unstoppable.
UCLA 16 foul. UCLA steps into the lane, and Thompson will get another free throw. UCLA had him by 11. They've let him up. 4 out of 8 free throws for North Carolina State. Thompson makes it 63-61. North Carolina State ahead. They put on a tremendous rally. Tommy Curtis. Out on front, Wilkes, now Greg Lee. 4:45 to play. UCLA's national championship reign is in danger. And their record of 38 wins in a row. Myers up and ties the game. Bill Walton fed him underneath. 63 all. 4:30 to play. 12 points for Dave Myers. Ronnie Towle. David Thompson.
Kurt, this is when the true test of a champion will be borne out. This is a pressure time. 4 minutes to go. North Carolina State being very, very deliberate. They're going to make UCLA come out to get them.
4 minutes to go. The game is tied, 63-63. They'll either have a new national champion or UCLA will be fighting to defend its title on Monday night. Number 1 ranked North Carolina State against number 2 ranked UCLA. Tie game. 3:35 to play. UCLA hasn't come out after him. They're in the 4-box offense, 4-corner offense. 2 men out in front in the corners, 2 men in the corner along the baseline. Now they come out after him. Mo Rivers, David Thompson. Thompson driving. Myers stays right with him. We're approaching 3 minutes to play. The game is tied 63 all.
You notice that when Thompson gets that ball, they double team him. They don't want him going one-on-one with anybody.
UCLA has blown an 11-point lead. Looked like they were going to roll away with it. North Carolina State really came back. 2:40 to go. Foul on Greg Lee. And now a 1-and-1 situation. That's the 17th foul on UCLA. Second foul on Greg Lee.
Kurt, this is where coaching comes in. You've got 2 men sitting on opposing benches trying to outwit each other, outguess each other.
He missed it. Walton pulls the ball down and nearly lost it. Foul called on Stoddard. Timeout, Norm Sloan says. They have 2 timeouts left. UCLA has 1 timeout left. Fouls on Stoddard. 3rd foul on him. 16 foul now in North Carolina State. And as they go into their timeout huddles, with 2:36 remaining, it's a tie game.
Kurt, looking at this situation, I'm sure that John Wooden is saying to his boys that he doesn't want them out there fouling because they are in a penalty situation. North Carolina State has 1 foul remaining before they get in the one-on-one situation. So it is tough. It is tough right now. I would have, if I were North Carolina State's coach, Norm Sloan, I would have them hold it, look for that good shot, make UCLA come and get me and try to pick up that foul, and try to pick up some mismatches or some miss switches down underneath so that we can get the early basket. 63-63, 2:36 remaining.
Here's the scoring. Bill Walton is 21. Dave Myers is 12. Keith Wilkes is 12. Tommy Curtis 10. Greg Lee 2. For North Carolina State, David Thompson is high with 19. Burleson is 15. Monty Tao is 8. Mo Rivers 7. And Tim Stoddard 9. Every man in the starting lineup for UCLA has 3 fouls. Keith Wilkes is playing with 4 fouls, and no one else is in foul trouble. Walton has only 1 on him. It'll be UCLA's ball. 2:36 to play. Marquette beat Kansas 64-51 in the other semifinal. They'll play the winner of this game Monday night for the national championship. 9 o'clock Eastern time on NBC. Keith Wilkes try to trap him. Ball's off to Tommy Curtis. Now let's see what UCLA does. Will they try a little freeze? Walton banks it up. Good, Bill Walton. He's deadly with that bank shot. 65-63. Bill Walton with 23 points. The high of the game. shot by David Thompson. He's up above. He was 2 feet above the basket.
He put that in with his forearm.
65-65. David Thompson has 21 points. That's quite a play, that lob pass into the...
That's about his 4th of the game.
Bamboline Springer. Springs like a bamboline in his leg. Never saw a man his height jump as high. Bill Walton. This is a tie game with 1:30 to go. All tied up. Number 1 team against the number 2 team in America. First dream game was 18-point decision, but this is the real matchup today. 1:15 to go. UCLA's ball. Tied 65 all. Greg Lee to Walton. Walton tied 65 all. Greg Lee to Walton. Walton beating out to Greg Lee. Johnny Wooden right on the edge of his chair. 1 minute to play. UCLA's ball. Mo Rivers goes out after Greg Lee. Bill Walton spinning up. No! Ferguson clears the board. North Carolina State's ball with a chance to come down and maybe get the last shot of the game and win it. Last time UCLA lost in an NCAA tournament was in March '63 at Provo, Utah, to the University of San Francisco, 76-75. They have not lost in 10 years in an NCAA game, tournament game. 4 seconds. Timeout, UCLA. Timeout, North Carolina State. Each team has 1 timeout left. Oh, there you go. 23 seconds. Score tied. And the first time... With 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play, UCLA had a 57-46 lead. Then North Carolina State scored 10 in a row. And now with 23 seconds to go, it's a tie game. And North Carolina State, I would say, is in a good spot, Tom.
Definitely in a great spot. You can go a couple of ways. Monitao isn't bad driving in for the hoop. Tommy Broskin can handle it outside. And, of course, David Thompson, a threat from any position on the floor.
All right, they're going for the last shot of the game. 18, 17, 16, 15 seconds. Tied up. This will be a classic of NCAA tournament history, this game. Jim Stoddard watching the clock. Up he goes. No good. UCLA's ball. And they call timeout. They call time. They got the timeout in. The gun went off. But wait a minute. They blew that buzzer. John Wooden's coming down. So we tried to get your attention. And we have a timeout. 2 seconds to go. The game is not over.
Now, Kurt, let's lead up to that timeout. They left Stoddard over in the corner. Said, all right, you take that long jumper. The pressure's on you. Let me see if you can hit it. Stoddard fired up there. It bounced high. Rebounded by UCLA. UCLA called time out. 2 seconds to go. So we'll see what they can do with the 2 seconds. And you got to know where they're going to try to go with it. And the big Bill Walton.
UCLA has had usually easy games in tournament play. Drake gave them a struggle a few years ago. In the finals at Houston, Villanova gave them a tough time, but not like this. And then in the regional tournament at Tucson, they had to go. North Carolina State has 2 timeouts, 1 for UCLA. They get an extra timeout in the overtime each team. Thompson lets the shot go. It's short. Keith Wilkes has the rebound. Tommy Curtis brings it down. Tie game. Overtime period. 4:30 to go in the overtime. Now 15,800 fans in the Walton. He loses it out of bounds. A poor pass into him. North Carolina State coming right back. foul. Burleson getting ready. Turns. Good. 67-65. North Carolina State leading. Burleson has 17 points. Johnny Curtis coming down. Lee, a long one. He hits it. 67 all. 3:45 to go in the overtime.
You know, Lee has spent most of this season on the bench. He hasn't played that much, so this is a real moment of truth for him.
Yes, he scored. Eight points in the game. Walton, Burleson, foul on Dave Myers.
Here we go. David Thompson missing on that lob pass there. He couldn't control it. Burleson trying to go up. You see Davy Myers come in and hack him across the forearm.
1-on-1 situation for Don Burleson. Tie game. Most valuable player in the Atlantic Coast Conference tournament. Misses his shot. Keith Wilkes brings up for the rebound. UCLA in possession. A tie game in the overtime. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the overtime period. There's a steal by Tim Stoddard. North Carolina State has it. Now they're going into the four-corner offense. 3 minutes to go in the overtime. It's tied up. Four-corner offense. They'll sit on the ball.
This looks like the replay of the end of regulation.
Bring it right out again. Set up four corners and a middleman outside. This is a skillful way to freeze the ball. Rivers off to Burleson. 2.5 minutes remaining. Overtime, the game is tied 67 all. Crowd quietly watching now, waiting for something to develop. Rivers out in front to Monty Toe. There goes Rivers, back out to Cow again. Pass inside to Burleson. Out in front to Rivers, 2 minutes to go. Just under 2 minutes. Tie game. 67 all. The tension mounting. Will UCLA be dethroned as national champs? They could be. Or they might hang on to go into the finals trying to win their 8th national title in a row. And their 10th out of the last 11. 1 minute 30 to play. Game tied. They have frozen this ball now for nearly a minute and a half. Without taking a shot. North Carolina State had the ball in a tie at regulation with 23 seconds to go, but couldn't get it in. David Thompson out front. They're going to get the last shot, it looks like. Unless they're pressed here. UCLA can't afford to foul. 55 seconds to go. Tie game. They'll play for the last shot. 50 to go, as you see. Boy, watch that clock. That's it right now. We're in overtime. It's tied up. Number 1 against number 2. Two top teams in America. Marquette may have arguments on that Monday night. 34, they're going down for the final shot, or to get a foul. 30. 25. Wonder what they'll do here. Will they try and hit David Thompson inside? He's out right now. Will they try and feed Burleson? 15, 16. Let's go. Last 15 seconds of overtime is tied up. North Carolina State has frozen away 2:45. They had the ball with 3 minutes to go. They've not taken a shot. Let's see who they give it to now. David Thompson. Burleson. Burleson's going to go. Up. No good. Up for the ball. Down comes Greg Lee. And we're going into a... Up for the ball. Down comes Greg Lee. And we're going into a second over. David Thompson. I wonder if they'll start that freeze again. Monty Tao has the ball.
It's my guess, Kurt, that they'll play normally up until about the 3-minute period.
Thompson to Mo Rivers. 67 to 67. Outside, Thompson missing. A foul on Burleson. Tom Burleson commits the foul. That's 4 on him.
Here's a jump shot. That's off. Up goes Davy Myers and Bill Walton. And then comes Burleson across the back of Myers, and he's called for the foul.
Bill Walton shooting 1-1. Well, many people don't know about Bill Walton. He's an outstanding student. And the day they played Dayton, he'd studied for exams 6 hours the night before in his hotel room. He and Wilkes and Greg Lee are all outstanding scholars. Walton has the bonus shot coming up. UCLA's ahead. UCLA's made 8 out of 8 from the free throw line. You notice UCLA gets their arms up in the air. That's that. Be ready for the rebound. That one's good. 69-67 UCLA. 4:30 to go. Walton has 25 points. He's the high. Monty Tao drives, beating Burleson. Burleson. No basket.
I think they're going to say
Stoddard was up on the rim. Stoddard's hand hit the rim. Basket interference called.
Here we go. We see Tommy Burleson coming underneath and laying it back on the other side over Bill Walton. And here comes Stoddard.
Yeah, he hit the rim. Greg Lee down for UCLA. They're in the lead now by 2 points in the second overtime period. He's being chased by Mo Rivers. Keith Wilkes helped him. Walton goes up. Walton hits it. 71-67, UCLA. 27 points for Bill Walton in the game. 3:40 to go. Second overtime. Low River shot. No good. Walton lost the ball out of bounds off Burleson's hand. UCLA's ball in. In that third overtime against Dayton, UCLA scored 11 points in the third overtime period to win it. Curtis down. Underneath to Wilkes. He hits it and he's fouled. 73-67 UCLA.
And you should see the show that Tommy could. Look at him. He goes through Rivers and Tao. Beautiful bounce pass, interior pass into Keith Wilkes, who puts it up for 2.
Stoddard fouling. 4 on Stoddard. And Keith Wilkes at the line. 14 points for the Silk. Keith Wilkes. UCLA has not missed a free throw today. 9 out of 9. North Carolina State's made 6 out of 11. 74-67 UCLA. That foul on Tommy Curtis.
UCLA foul is on Curtis, 22.
Third foul on Curtis. Monty Tao goes to the line. He's a good little baseball player, this Monty Tao. He's the leader. I mean, he runs this club. He's the quarterback of it. He hits it. 74-68, UCLA. 3:23 to go in the second overtime. And he cracks them both. 74-69. Well, North Carolina State came back once before. Let's see if they can do it again. Greg Lee out to Tommy Curtis. Foul on Monty Tao. Tommy Curtis goes to the line. 3 on Monty Tao.
25 is fourth.
Fourth on him.
Curtis on the line. Shooting 1-1.
1-1 for Tommy Curtis. He's the talker on this team. Always chattering. Oh, they're deadly on these free throws. 11 out of 11. 11 points to Tommy Curtis. UCLA has not missed free throwing today. There's their first miss. Stoddard rebound. 75-69 UCLA. David Thompson up. No good. Thompson tips it in. 75-71. David Thompson has 23 points. Just under 3 minutes to go in the overtime. Fouls on Tommy Curtis. He runs right over Monty Towle.
And here we go, Tommy Curtis, guarded by Monty Towle. Watch Towle position himself, anticipates Curtis' move, and picks up a charging foul.
4 fouls.
Foul.
4 fouls. That was a player control foul. 4 fouls on Tommy Curtis. Outside, Thompson, no good. Dave Myers rebounds. Johnny Wooden. Timeout left. And North Carolina State has 1 timeout left. UCLA's ball. They're leading by 4 in the second overtime. They just had a 7-point lead, and their interception. They scramble for the ball. Out of bounds off UCLA. John Wooden didn't like that turnover. Interception. They scramble for the ball. Out of bounds off UCLA. John Wooden didn't like that turnover. North Carolina State behind 11 points in the second half, rallied. They've been behind 7 points in the second overtime, and now they're rallying. They refuse to buckle. Monty Towle, jump shot. And that rebound is good by Tom Burleson. The 2-point game now, 75-73.
There he is, Tommy Burleson coming in and tipping over Walton and coming in and tipping over Walton and Davy Myers.
19 points for Burleson. Walton's the high of the game. He has 27. Another steal. Old Rivers has it. 1:50 to play. Second overtime. North Carolina State scores a basket. They can tie it up. Burleson on the pivot. Spinning. A foul on Bill Walton.
And Burleson was smart on that when he actually drew that foul. Watch him go down, come back to his right. He'll fake, gets Walton in the air, and when he sees that, he goes into his acting act and actually drew that foul. Very good play by Burleson.
Second foul on Bill Walton. Burleson at the line. Now he gets the bonus shot. If he makes it, it's a tie game again. Tied in regulation. Tied at the end of the first overtime. And again, UCLA has let a big lead get away from him. 7 points in overtime is a big lead. He missed it, but Stoddard has it. Burleson out. Short. Tapped out. Bo Rivers has it. Walton is trying to tap it out to Tommy Curtis. 1:25 to go in the second overtime. Mo Towle. Short. Dave Myers with the ball. And that foul is on Tim Stoddard. That's 5 on him. Stoddard is out.
There's a shot. Started fighting for it. Clubs Davy Myers. And Stoddard played one well of a game. There he is with his hand. Played one well of a game. There he is with his hand in hand in the towel. Norm Sloan gives him a pat saying, nice game.
You can see why he's a three-way man. Tight end in football. What a trick. He must really have a good fastball that size he's got. And a basketball player. Dave Myers shooting 1-and-1. David Thompson. Bill Walton on the board for the rebound. A minute 10 to go. Second overtime. North Carolina State 1 point behind. Bill Spence came in to replace Tim Stoddard. Thompson up for the jumper. He hits it! North Carolina State ahead, 76-75. And the fantastic David Thompson now has 25 points. And the fantastic David Thompson now has 25 points. Just a junior, another year to go. Pressure's on UCLA now. Walton outside to Greg Lee. No good. Keith Wilkes has it. Foul call on Wilkes. That's 5 on him.
5 on Keith Wilkes. He was called for pushing off on the rebound. And Wilkes standing at the center of the floor with his hand extended, indicating that he committed the foul, and off he goes to him, coming up by David Thompson. He has just 5 seconds ago put North Carolina State ahead by 76-75, and now he has a one-on-one.
David Thompson, the youngest of 11 children. 77-75. And this next point could perhaps do UCLA in. He hits them both. 78-75. North Carolina State has rallied. There's a near steal by Mo Rivers. 27 points for David Thompson. 29 seconds to go. UCLA 3 points behind, or their run of NCAA tournament wins, 38 in a row, is over, and their run of 7 straight national titles is over. Marcus, well, there's a steal by Burleson. Boy, this ought to do it for him. 25 seconds to go. Now to Thompson. Over to Monty Powell. 15 seconds. The foul on Tommy Curtis. 5 on Tommy Curtis. North Carolina State has just about won this game. And UCLA's long reign looks like it's coming to an end. A madhouse here. These are mostly North Carolina fans, of course, rooting for the home state team, North Carolina State. Norm Sloan is about to score the greatest victory of his career, unless UCLA can pull America. Johnny Wooden probably saying, how can we blow this lead? Powell makes it 79-75. And all hell is going to break loose here in about 12 seconds. To hit them both, we're going to have a new national champion. 9 seconds to pass to Bill Walton. It's up. It's good. 80-77. They've got to get the ball. 2 seconds. 1 second. And let's see what happens. Number 1, North Carolina State says. You watch UCLA, though. They'll take this defeat with grace. They've been taught by their coach, win with grace and lose with grace.
And John Wooden insists on that. All year long, North Carolina State has suffered on the effects of the first loss to UCLA. They were embarrassed. Now they come back, and they have had to fight back from an 11-point deficit, and look what they've done.
There it is. North Carolina State has ended UCLA's national championship reign. Norm Sloan going down. What a game. 2 overtimes. North Carolina State wins it 80-77. They'll play Marquette for the national title on Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time here on NBC. This is Kurt Gowdy with Tom Hawkins, Ross Porter saying so long. One of the great games ever played in NCAA tournament history. We'll be back in Greensboro, North Carolina, Monday night at